Mr. Danger, Life's really behind, whatever. Good morning, Mr. Simply, or 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 simply, David. Yesterday, not David Vinci. It's November 23rd, 2025. It's Sunday in Naples today. After many days with the adesso 3-4 consecutive days with the totally cloudy and bad atmosphere, so with the rain now. Finally, this is a beautiful blue sky. It's a clear day. Sky and atmosphere in general. At least it seems. It's also seems I think it's early afternoon. It's they are 13 and 21 minutes. 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 12 Celsius. This means that it's really soft, and this is soft classic adjective used for autumn to spring periods in Western parts of for years ago, because on the fact that last June 17 for years, so fact we already passed the 4 years regarding the summer. Weather reports perhaps one follow the mini summer and past the summer, I think, body. And also the fact that for many weeks ago we entered in autumn, in fact also for the autumn, we are 4 years, so weather reports obviously not for the other 2 seasons, the winter and spring, and if practically in less than a month, obviously we enter in the winter, so also for the winter it will be 4 years, so weather reports, as perhaps someone who remember, I think, Robori, so Robori, what you mean, I suppose he did. I'm sure that sì, realmente at least also sometimes I propose the fact that we should watch videos. It's better, no, perhaps a paradox or what for me. And I didn't wish to do identical operations for the winter, spring exams, the fact for the winter, so such to pull over spring once again, stuff for the summer, that's the other, so sometimes in general for the season, short periods. Classificati, anziché degree, statistical news, something you say, a few other. Absolutely incomplete. Surely this video for the for two reasons. First one consists in the passage from the summer to YouTube, and second one, most important, consists in the last definitive change of temperature degrees happened many weeks ago, and through which now the air is in fact completely changing, completely pleasant, if not pleasant, really good. No? And with the air remaining same temperature in degrees, so the sum of all these things makes the condition situation repeat completely pleasant, if not surely really good. At all this exists for me, also for people. For I think or not, because I feel cold for another late, I think of yes or no, this depends on them. In general, for me, well so good. No? And if last, I think, 25 days is slightly cold, obviously. We are in behind the 20 days of November, and we're going to December, so this I think it's from a certain point of view, it's all normal. Yes, what has got also to enjoy the way I say for sure is everything is just for you guys, it's really beautiful. At least this is for me as much things on this end. In reality, I think at this point is repeat as just before, 15 Fahrenheit, 12 Celsius. But recording is atmosphere that you ready. So today, yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. Yes, and then if it's not so easy, but we're still behind the palace now. I'll see 3 things for later when it will come out to the sun, also sunshine. And so the first thing is the fact that now I'll sing for the same an extract from the Napolitan classical song O Sole Mio, because this thing it's became a bit of mine during last summer. So perhaps someone following some think on body. So tu sola, più bella sole mie, s'affronta te, o sole, o sole mie, s'affronta te, dici che s'affronta me, s'affronta te. Se vaak plus cas in socials niet meer. In fact, yes. En zo, si zijn consiglio del fatto che ci vuole shine perché malto che abbia not abusive, indeed sublime sa shine, in ganze senso. And also the other thing is that the fact that no, beautiful della crisi si ripete, sì che it's impossible to che sit, so che sit. Allora riesco a andare in alto, non si viene più, 5 hours va. E se pratica lì a Monfort, ti vuoi se basta Saturday, se non remember, se no of October, Saturday night, yes, Sunday night. And so an hour before, because you know, if I could read the other from now, let them sun and sky for other 3 hours and 15 minutes maximum. It's more or less in comparison with the emphasis a complete difference. Well, so si riescono, se non mi dico, io sono cortini, con le sweat, non sono mai cortini, sono le cortine, si mancano con sweat. This is the third. The only difference, the color of the flowers, the color of the flowers, in fact, was yellow or gold, the color of the first one was pink, and this seems to me not pink, it's really similar. I don't know if you read it as well from the shot near me. I think of yes. If not even better from the other shot, practically the first part of the video, when I showed to you the weather atmosphere sky from the window. But all the time, because but whatever, as I always said in the room, so from medical window, new curtain, so with the new, no, white curtain, siamo senza the green flowers, long flowers mixed between the plants. Yes, this is a new since last November 1, so the birthday of the previous, the beautiful green curtain, the beautiful painted benches, to depend on thing, see the perhaps or the point to first comment or the fourth comment in the comment section. I dip in all these things, this passage, so back to the new curtain. And I'm not reading see well. Yes, you should see well, really well it is a short practically just before this curtain. The first part of the video when I showed you where the subscribe from the other window. Or also from this other shot si vede a classico shot similar to classical shot film more than 3 seconds for the grey curtain, but also for the first one colored curtain. And it's also a shot that in fact is a little effect, the fact that of when there is the green shooter also this, but more when there is because the FX image now see red is a little picture sentence in fact really used for the grey curtain, but perhaps also for the first curtain color the curtain, even if I don't remember this thing, surely for the grey curtain. I repeat this speech sentence once again for this. I see red is a little speech sentence also for this curtain, and that is it. But also and always better visible for me its entirety in this shot. Anticipo con il genere shot. Sigarette riconosciuto nell'altissimo al senso che absolutely similite special sentence I repeat once again, but also and always better visible for me its entirety in this shot. Anticipo con il genere shot. And finally, finally col keyboard GX 40 PG, PG, PG 625 also indicated in the shut. Questi mondo piccolo colore, cioè deve essere l'indicatura. Sono un buon esistere. Sulla surfa, verso la schiesa, and finally, I hope you all get breakfast. Udezzi, letti in giro, nessun naso, fa come si, letti mi fanno essere. Ma buon importa se tu si fai fondere quello che ci sembra che tu sei tutti, tu sei salvi, fa come breakfast, finché nessun biglietto, risarto di te. Finché in parte me verificare se fosse e tu devi essere, cioè finché te regoli si regoli, sembra che tu sei in su sarà ciò. I do they repeat, close, si Diego, little summers. They're just only obviously just only quoted 13 and 21 minutes. But, l'imperativo dice si sembra di attenzione also dei fortuna che sono numeri angry and that's how we always see. E che fa si sono le mosse building the favor? Absolutely. Se no pensiamo di monza fanno. No, I think al posto maniera, se io solo se lo consiste. Nei think, avevo solo sto conto di singat, like effective days on Friday, but this should be time in the video, where prima si review at one time, so many times check per se review presidente di which is that these things, and for example, shots of this series in its job, so I talk about the most new and so but in some also new, and for example, biscuits are my favorites, are my usual combos with the beautiful biscuits, yes, like to one of the best, but I think at one of the best fantastic tabs are chocolate chip cookies, or the cookies, the chips chocolate, chocolate chips, if I'm not mistaken, questo è favorite biscuit from Mr. Lynch. But in particular, there are two things you would read and this first one is about the Milk Factory, which also legacy to coffee, but also quick chocolate, and fact, Canada's from a short fragment video, so I shot an if that's the sense you get in finger. Sto 1 year at a time, but also you get lo sto conto should be this time at beer as a minute of terza review. There was one is quick to finish. Now there is one series, we brought it once again, I think 99, 100, 101 days, yes. Sono chiesa lo solo stroconto, sono chiesa should be time period, sono better review. And so since that day now, I patent it once again the milk. So very good news. And we didn't say also the fact that in questo breakfast, questo bomb, this last video in particular, remember, but even if so say che last video it's a joke, because we're talking about almost 1 year. So of course I'm referring to the first time so that video. Even if in some way we also consider toll Nicolai's breakfast, always a member. The second thing is about CCS for me, if I remember CCS da Conad e da Zilias, mi sa essere computer position video. E magari things I let them today. Cosa? Altra flessibilità position for me, bam! E da Zilias, ma cosa tu recommend io? Because they are really super bad. Also, tomorrow is up from today. In fact, no, until tomorrow with quello là prima volta. Repeat benefits visible now see such things for little come out better repeat two things fact surely it will be a supply session at one supply in condensenza this session at come out in fact si possono dire a Chisa non più a Chisa to visit not to visit so che si once again